You're listening to Daily Manna Devotionals. Thanks for stopping by on this beautiful morning. Great to have you here on the channel. Welcome. If you're new here, make sure you hit the little subscribe button, notification bell on, of course, so you get a new notification each and every day when I post a new devotion. You can start your day off right with a quick little piece of the word from Jesus each and every single day. Also, hit the thumbs up if you like what you see here. Feel free to comment, shoot me an email, whatever it is that God lays on your heart to do. You can even hit the old dislike button if you want. It won't offend me. I'll still be here tomorrow making more videos. So whatever God lays on your heart, you just do it. The title of today's devotion is The Power of God. Our scripture is going to be from Psalms. So the power of God, scripture. My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. Psalms 121:2. Rebecca and Russell's doctors told them they couldn't have children, but God had other ideas. And 10 years later, Rebecca conceived. The pregnancy was a healthy one, and when the contractions started, the couple excitedly rushed to the hospital. Yet the hours of labor grew long and more intense, and Rebecca's body still wasn't progressing enough for delivery. Finally, the doctor decided she needed to perform an emergency C-section. Fearful, Rebecca sobbed for her baby and herself. The doctor calmly assured her, saying, I will do my best, but we're going to pray to God because He can do more. I love that part there. That's a nice, humble doctor. Sometimes doctors can be a little bit condescending and full of themselves at times. Definitely not the majority of them, I'm just saying. I've encountered a few in my day. You might have too. So I love seeing something like this where doctors who rely so heavily on science can also say that, we're going to pray to God because God can do more. God gave the doctor the talents and the schools everywhere, the knowledge to teach the doctors everything they know, but still, even if you put all that into it, it's still based in a reality here on earth. And that is limited, whereas God's power is unlimited. So I love that little part there where the doctor talks about how God can do more than even she can. She prayed with Rebecca, and 15 minutes later, Bruce, a healthy baby boy, was born. That doctor understood her dependence on God and His power. She recognized that although she had the training and skill to do the surgery, she still needed God's wisdom, strength, and help to guide her hands. Psalms 121, 1-2. It's encouraging to hear about highly skilled people or of anyone who recognize they need Him. I hadn't read this yet. I kind of do this off the cuff, so that way I'm getting the same feelings and stuff from God in the moment as I'm doing the devotion. So sometimes I'll do more than one cut, but a lot of times, like in this instance, I'm reading this as you guys are reading it along with me. So anyway, I didn't know it was going to kind of go into the same stuff that I was talking about there, but it is very encouraging to hear highly skilled people or of anyone who recognize that they need God, because honestly, we all do. He's God, we're not. He alone is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine. Ephesians 3:20. Let's have a humble heart to learn from Him and to trust Him in prayer, because He can do more than we ever could. And see this? This devotion comes out of our Daily Bread, devotional by our Daily Bread Ministries. Okay, so I really like this devotion because it speaks to me, and what it does for me anyway, it brings up memories. I've got a couple different friends of mine, but one in particular who this is the story that comes to mind anyway when I read this, so I'm going to ramble a little bit here. I apologize, but a friend of mine named Bill, once upon a time that I worked with for years and years, and he and his wife tried to conceive a baby, and I know of several different friends of mine who have struggled with that battle, the struggle to conceive, because for some people it just happens quickly and easily, and other couples try for months and years trying to conceive a baby. It's just how it works. But anyway, Bill was a great friend of mine for many years, and he and his wife, two of the sweetest people you would ever meet, just super kind, amazing people, Christians that would make great parents. And I used to pray so hard for them because they tried for, I would say, at least 5 years, if not more, of like really trying to have a baby, maybe even 6, 7, 8 years. But definitely, he was in his mid-30s at the time, and so was she when they started. And yeah, many years of trying and going to the specialists and paying all the money and doing everything that science can do to get her pregnant. And I used to pray so hard for him because I thought, these people, God, deserve a baby. They'll be the best parents. They would love that baby more than anyone and be the kindest, best parents. I pray that you would just give them that baby and bless them in that way. And years of praying that and years of them doing everything they could from a scientific level to conceive, and it didn't work. But what happened, and they were told, just like in this story, they were told that it was not going to happen. They were told that, you guys' chances were very, very small. I forget the reason to begin with, but, at this point they were in their 40s, their early 40s, and the doctors said that, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen for you. You're going to have to adopt, which they were going to do. They were interested in that. But it wasn't until they let go of the science, let go of everything, and they just started praying and taking the approach that it's okay, God, they understand that might not be in the cards for them. That might not be in God's plan for them to conceive a child the natural way. So adopting is fine. And sure enough, God took over, and that was when they got pregnant. And I'll always remember that. It's always been like just a warm, fuzzy story that it always brings me such joy because, like I said, two people that couldn't have been more kind and deserving and the best parents that you can imagine, for them to finally conceive a baby after all those years and all that money and everything that they had put into it, all the stress and the heartache and the depression and losing baby after baby and all the horrible sadness that goes along with it. And then when they finally let go of that and they were able to just trust God and to finally understand that God's plan is not going to line up perfectly with your own, but that doesn't mean it's not the best plan. And sure enough, when they let go and they just put it in God's hands solely, and they accepted that it's okay, we're not going to have a baby, and that's okay. And sure enough, that's when God rewarded them and was like, okay, here's your baby. Thanks for trusting me. I don't know that he did it because of that, or what I can't begin to understand God's plan and what God is thinking, but that's the way it seemed anyway to me, is that when they really trusted God and finally laid it over to him and stopped worrying about it and stressing about it and trying to let science handle it, and then God handled it. So they have a beautiful baby girl. Now she's actually like, I'd say 4 or 5 at this point, just healthy, and they are every bit the parents that I knew they would be. Just a beautiful story. So anyway, that's what this devotion makes me think of. I'm sorry if I'm rambling here, but this is a lot longer than most of my devotional videos. But anyway, when I was reading that, it just kind of made me think of that story, and just a good reminder that when you trust God, there's nothing that God can't do. Science can't make the impossible possible. Science will tell you all the reasons why something can't happen in some instances, and then God will make it happen. God can make miracles. God can make the impossible possible, just as it says in this devotion. So the power of God is real. The power of God overcomes everything. Thanks for listening. Have a great day, and God bless.